Hello friends, let us now learn some important points about the infections of airways. So in the infections of airways, first we have streptococcal pharyngitis. This streptococcal pharyngitis, here there is streptococcus infection to the pharynx. This is suspected in cases whenever there is acute pharyngitis with fever or tonsillar exudates or cervical adenopathy or palatal petechiae. This streptococcal pharyngitis is diagnosed by throat swab. Throat swab, you can do rapid antigen detection test can be done, and we can even find it out by culture. Treatment is for streptococcal pharyngitis, we should give either penicillin or amoxicillin are given for a duration of 10 days. If this streptococcal pharyngitis, if you do not give this prophylactic penicillin to the patients, then he might land up in complications like it can cause rheumatic fever or it can lead to acute glomerular nephritis, which is post streptococcal glomerulonephritis. So we should give this prior antibiotic therapy should be given to prevent rheumatic fever only. See, the complications are both rheumatic, it can cause rheumatic fever, it can cause acute glomerulonephritis, it can also cause peritonsillar abscess. Okay, these are the complications. But if you give this antibiotic therapy, only rheumatic fever and this peritonsillar abscess can be prevented. Acute glomerular nephritis is not prevented with antibiotic therapy. That is one important question. Okay, antibiotic therapy for streptococcal pharyngitis should be started within 9 days of onset. Within 9 days of onset of infection, you should start this antibiotic therapy. Then the next thing is the next infection is acute epiglottitis. Acute epiglottitis is caused by the organism Haemophilus influenza type B. This is this has been in currently, because of vaccination of Haemophilus influenza, this organism has been decreased, and now if you see, the most common is by Streptococcus pyogenes or Streptococcus pneumonia or Staphylococcus aureus can cause this disease. Then if you see the clinical features, the patient will have high grade fever, there will be throat pain, and the baby suffers from stridor, respiratory distress, drooling of saliva, and muffled voice is seen in the child. In this acute epiglottitis, on X-ray you can see the thumb sign is seen in the acute epiglottitis, and on treatment you will have to give IV. Third generation cephalosporins are given for a duration of 7 to 10 days. Okay, this is mainly ceftriaxone is given. Then the next infection here is acute laryngotracheobronchitis. This acute laryngotracheobronchitis is also called as croup. The most common agent causing acute laryngotracheobronchitis is parainfluenza virus. Parainfluenza virus. First and foremost, this starts as a viral prodrome with fever and cough, and this progresses to stridor or barking cough, and finally it will lead to respiratory distress. This has a progressive course, whereas the epiglottitis has acute and rapid course. The management of croup is, we have airway management of croup can be done by treatment of hypoxia. You can give oral dexamethasone can be given if there is milder croup. Okay, even in milder croup you can give oral dexamethasone. This oral dexamethasone will reduce the need for hospitalization, and the best in moderate to severe croup. In moderate to severe croup, we give nebulized epinephrine is given for moderate to severe croup. In croup, remember, there is no role of antibiotics. If you remember, in acute epiglottitis we have given the cephalosporins, but in croup there is no role of antibiotics, and we see steeple sign in X-ray in the croup, right? Next, the next infection of the airways is acute bronchitis. This acute bronchitis is the most common. This acute bronchitis is the most common lower respiratory tract infection in infants. It occurs most commonly in the age group of 6 months to 2 years, and the most common causative agent is respiratory syncytial virus. Other agents like parainfluenza, adenovirus or influenza can also cause this condition. In the beginning, there is viral prodrome, that is fever with small symptoms, then cough and other symptoms, and this viral prodrome, in viral prodrome there will be fever, malaise, irritability, all those. This is followed by tachypnea, that is increased respiratory distress can occur, and you will see retraction, and also hypoxemia is also seen. If you examine the patient on examination, you see presence of chest hyperinflation is seen. The chest becomes hyperinflated with wheezes are seen at different points of our chest, and there will be crypts are also seen on also heard on examination. And then if you treat the condition, treatment is mainly supportive treatment. In the supportive treatment, you give moist oxygen inhalation is given with IV fluids are given to the patient. And if you were asked about the specific therapy for acute bronchiolitis, that is nebulized ribavirin is given. Nebulized ribavirin is given which for specific indication. Okay, and for prevention of this acute bronchitis, we should give palivizumab to the patient, right? So these are the important infections. So some important one-liners we will see. So what is the most common bacterial cause of bacterial pneumonia in children? Most common cause of bacterial pneumonia in children is Streptococcus pneumonia. Second most common cause of bacterial pneumonia in children is Haemophilus influenza. Most common cause of viral pneumonia in children is respiratory syncytial virus. So all these are in children. So most common bacterial cause of pneumonia in children, Streptococcus pneumonia. Second most common bacterial cause of pneumonia in children, Haemophilus influenza. Most common cause of viral pneumonia in children, respiratory syncytial virus. Then most common overall cause of pneumonia in neonates, if you see, in neonates it is group B Streptococcus is most common when compared to E. coli. Then most common cause of pneumonia in infants with HIV. In infants with HIV, the most common cause of pneumonia is obviously Pneumocystis jirovecii. Okay, so these are the important one-liners. Okay, so this pneumonia is the leading cause of death in children. Most common cause of infectious death in children. So this is one liner. okay, in worldwide, and this accounts to 15% of all deaths under 5 years of age. Thank you guys for watching.